So I began dealing with defending Israel in the 2006 to 2007 academic year, because that was the first time that a major disciplinary organization, that is an organization representing faculty in a discipline internationally, mostly North America, but a bit internationally. That was the Modern Language Association. And that was the first time that we had a resolution to boycott Israel come before the annual meeting. And it was the first of many battles like that. Not that these disciplinary organizations actually have the power to really do anything to Israel, but they do have a lot of power to capture headlines. And if the disciplinary organization is large enough, at its height, MLA had 34,000 members, which is a lot for an academic group. And we had the battle. We won that battle, barely, 2006 to 7. And I was almost accidental that I got involved. There were a group of about 10 of us at the back of the room. Someone's got to speak up, because we'd listened to a lot of speakers urging that Israel be boycotted, Israeli universities be boycotted. And everyone was going back and forth, who's going to do it? And I just said, hell, I'm used to that stuff. I've been doing this for years, happy to do it. And it became something that I did over and over again, that I was asked to do. It's changed over the years, because although those resolutions continue to be fought over in academic disciplinary groups, they're now fought over on campus. And so, especially since 2021, the last 4 years, we have academic departments, not just academic disciplines like English writ large, but English writ small on your campus. One department deciding to demonize Israel. And that's been a real feature of the battle against anti-Semitism on campus, especially since 2021. A little bit before then, but that was the big shift. And of course, that has a much more powerful effect on Jewish students than other Jewish faculty, because that means someone in your own town, in your own neighborhood, in your personal public space, is arguing for the demonization of Israel. That's since 2021, and that has really changed the work that I'm doing. It's added to the work that I'm doing, but it's also changed people's lives, how much they suffer from having their Jewish identity criminalized in that kind of public way. Well, we thought that was bad in 2021, and then 2023 arrived, and 2021 seemed like a birthday party with the October 10th assault by Hamas, and with the astonishing, I think, really unexpected, immediate blaming of Israel, and the immediate upsurge in anti-Semitism in the wake of a terrible assault on Jews. So who would have thought that you murder 1,000 Jews, and then people start complaining about Jews and demonizing Jews after Jews get slaughtered in unspeakable ways. So that means that in 2023, another terrible change in the complete isolation and othering of the Jewish community began to be a feature in cities, huge demonstrations in New York, San Francisco, London, and throughout the world. The encampments, which is something we never encountered before. And in 2023, we encountered, I think for the first time, a worldwide anti-Semitic movement. That is, an anti-Jewish movement that spread across the globe. I mean, if you track the encampments, there were 9 encampments in Japan, there were 11 encampments in Australia, And then there was one in Kuwait. There was one in Jordan. They just, in the British Isles, there were 36, but there were scattered examples. Brazil had 2, and all that happened. I'm still amazed at this. All of that happened within 3 weeks. It grew into an international phenomenon in less than a month. And although the encampments themselves were, in some cases, with graduation coming, people decided they had to go on with other things. In other cases, universities tore them down. It's left a residue of hatred that I think I see no easy way of overcoming. So it's that gradual escalation of the reality that I think has characterized my own life and my work over that period of time. It's been roughly 5 years maybe since BDS's anti-normalization agenda really took root in the academy. And it's really become just a stable feature of BDS that it's a waste of time to talk to a Jew. It's a waste of time to listen to a Zionist. You simply don't speak to them. Instead, you chant, you yell, you organize, but you don't engage in any kind of dialogue. And part of the theory of anti-Zionism that's taken root is that dialogue with Zionists is unethical and immoral. If you engage in a dialogue with a Zionist, that means you're saying the Zionist is worth listening to, worth talking with, that they might have some position that had some value in your life. So the anti-normalization position has become dogma for BDS. It means that, if I go back to the first years, running from, say, 2006 to 7, up through 2015 to 14 or 15, but probably 15, you were engaged in debates. There were Zionists and anti-Zionists, not necessarily affectionate toward one another, not necessarily respectful toward one another, but in a competitive dialogue situation, argumentative, but nonetheless engaged with one another. The movement now won't do that, and anti-normalization has taken other vicious forms on campus. The most common of which is, I'm running an organization about climate change. I don't want a Zionist in it. And that's a terrible assault on the kind of progressive views that many Jewish students have. They believe in causes, they believe in reproductive rights, they believe in fighting climate change, and on many campuses where there are powerful anti-Zionists in those organizations, your Zionism disqualifies you from having a valid recommended position on any topic whatsoever. That is, there are no causes that you can save from hostility. And that's really only the last few years that has evolved, that anti-normalization has gone that way as well. And that's just devastating. You come to campus, you're just out of high school, you began to get active in high school in a cause, and suddenly you discover the cause is poisoned on the campus where you go as a freshman and fresh person.